Hi, everyone. Welcome to Movement and Mindfulness Monday. Thank you all for joining us on this gloomy Monday that we are having, unfortunately. We have a wonderful guest today. We have Dr. Sophie Lazarus, who is a clinical psychologist here at Ohio State. So I will hand it over to you, Sophie.
Hi, thank you, and welcome everyone. I'm really happy to be here with you today. Again, I'm Sophie Lazarus. I am a clinical psychologist and an assistant professor over here in the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Health. And I'm hoping to talk to you a little bit about what we're going to do today and then kind of do it. So a big part of what I do here is I run our mindfulness-based cognitive therapy program. Mindfulness-based cognitive therapy is a group-based intervention with a really good evidence base for depression and anxiety, and especially for preventing future relapse. And it really focuses on using mindfulness and helping people develop a practice of mindfulness in order to allow them to get to know and eventually work more wisely with some of these patterns that really leave us vulnerable to depression and anxiety, and eventually find more helpful ways of responding that can help prevent relapse. And so one of the practices that's part of this group is what we're going to do today. It's called a 3-minute breathing space. And like 3 minute implies, it's going to be 3 minutes. And there are 3 different steps, one for each minute. I'm going to orient you to those just a little bit. So in the first step of the 3-minute breathing space, it's an opportunity to turn your attention inward and kind of just without really judging or evaluating, just kind of notice what's going on in your experience, what kinds of thoughts, emotions, and sensations are present. In step 2, there's a focusing of attention just on feeling the sensations of the breath. And then in step 3, there's a kind of widening or expanding the awareness, kind of coming back into the moment, feeling the whole body and the breath and all the sensations. And the purpose of this practice is very much what I'm imagining many of you are here today to do, which is really a chance to check in and switch gears. And when I say switch gears, what I really mean is shifting from what I like to call a doing mode of mind to a being mode of mind. And so just to tell you a little bit about what in the world I mean, a doing mode of mind is this mode of mind that we certainly need, but that is very much about solving problems and very analytical and kind of fixing, planning mode of mind. And this is really helpful for external things in our world, like planning a vacation, doing your taxes, that kind of thing. At the same time, doing mind can often break down when we apply it to our internal experience, like difficult emotions or thoughts, right? So there is this alternative mode of mind, which is called being mode. And this is really one of simply noticing, allowing, and letting be, which in a lot of ways can be more helpful when it comes to our internal experience that, if left to its own kind of devices, will often kind of come and go. And so it's not that doing is better than being or being is better than doing. It's just that we want to be intentional about which one we bring to the situation. And so, as you know, the stress of our lives can easily kind of kick us into autopilot. And without knowing it, we get pulled into bad habits that aren't really helpful, like distracting on social media or snacking mindlessly, things like that. And especially given the real stress and upheaval of this moment, it's important to have this skill to be able to be grounded and make mindful decisions based on what's really happening. And so this is really consistent with what I would say is a kind of common definition of mindfulness, which is actually not really about clearing the mind or relaxing or getting rid of thoughts, but really knowing what's happening without judgment, with more acceptance and kindness, so that we can respond to whatever is happening wisely. So I'm going to talk us through this 3-minute breathing space and lead us through this practice. Of course, this practice will be accessible via this recording, but also if you were to Google 3-minute breathing space, you would find it there. Also, I have an audio guided recording of this on the website for the MBCT program, which is just go.osu.edu/MBCT. Ring the bell once to begin and once to end this practice. So to start off this breathing space, I invite you to bring a kind of definite change in your posture. So maybe sitting up just a little bit straighter, allowing that to really signify coming into the moment. You're also welcome to either gently close your eyes or cast the gaze softly on the floor in front of you, and just allowing the shoulders to gently relax, noticing a sense of feeling grounded on the surface that you're sitting on, allowing the hands to rest easily. And in step one of the breathing, deliberately turning the attention inward and beginning to really just notice your experience in this moment. You might start by taking note of any sensations in the body. So without needing to change anything or feel a certain way, gently scanning the body and tuning into any sensations that are present. Noticing any tension, temperature. And then also seeing if you can detect any emotions that are present in this moment. And again, without needing to feel any differently, seeing if you can gently notice. And you might even label whatever you find. The emotion of anxiety is here, or frustration is arising. Just breathing with any emotions you notice. And then also taking a moment to see if you notice any thoughts in the mind. So maybe just noticing whether the mind is busy or quiet. And if you notice thinking, you might even gently label any thoughts. Thought about the future, thought about the past, self-critical thought. And once you have a sense of your experience in this moment, perhaps saying to yourself, okay, that's how it is now. And then in step 2 of the breathing space, now shifting the attention to rest on the sensations of the breath in the abdomen. Beginning to really tune in and feel the gentle rise and fall of the belly. Just allowing the breath to be natural as you directly sense the in-breath and the out-breath. Breathing in, aware that you're breathing in. And breathing out, aware that you're breathing out. And allowing the changing pattern of sensations of the breath to anchor you in this moment. And if you find the mind is pulled back into thinking, sensations, emotions, that's okay. Whenever you notice, just gently releasing and coming back to feel the breath. And now, when you're ready, in step 3 of the breathing space, seeing if you can begin to really expand the awareness around the breath to include a sense of the whole body sitting here. Just feeling the whole length and breadth of the body. Maybe also feeling any sensations arising and passing away in the body as you breathe. And seeing if it's possible to simply allow the body and the experience to be just as it is. And then seeing if it's possible to bring this more open and spacious awareness into the next moments of your day. Okay, so that is our 3-minute breathing space. Hopefully that can be a helpful tool to use at lunch and several times throughout the day to check in and know what's happening for you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lazarus. That was so relaxing and perfect for a Monday to get everybody, ready to go for the rest of their work day and the rest of their day. And for us all to have that, in our back pocket to use in future. So thank you so much for being here and taking us through that. And thank you to everybody who tuned in. And I hope you enjoyed it and found it as relaxing as I did. And we will see you next week, everybody.